Hey, thanks everybody. Thanks for being here. Thanks for tuning in. My name is Jason Suel, and I'm just so glad you're here. This is the 4th episode of this show. We're so happy to have had the guests that we have on, and we have another great group of guests joining us tonight. Roger Hack is here. Roger Hack from the, yeah, we can applaud for Roger. Yeah. Roger Hack from Comedians NWA will be joining us here in the studio. Really excited about him joining us and sharing some laughs with us. And then a great friend of mine, Kevin Kinder. Kevin, yeah, big round of applause for Kevin. Kevin from the Northwest Arkansas newspaper group is going to come by, and for the first time on this show, we're going to share with you a top 10 list, the top 10 things to do with the rest of your summer here in Northwest Arkansas. So I can't wait for Kevin to come by and share that with us. And then some other dear friends of mine, Stephen and Chelsea from Mountain Shore, are coming by to share their music with us. So we're really excited about that. And then, obviously, a very dear friend of mine, most of the studio audience will be aware of this, but for you viewers at home, we have with us every week a person here in the studio with us to make sure that if we get any cuts or bruises or bangs or anything terrible happens, like what just happened back there, that we can be well taken care of with our first aid kit. That's right, I'm talking about one of my favorite personalities in Northwest Arkansas, Nurse Edna. Nurse Edna will be here on the show with us. Yeah, that's right. So, hey, without further ado, let's give it up, everybody, for the first of 3 songs you're going to hear tonight from the fabulous singing duo of Mountain Shore. Mountain Shore, everybody.
With Jason Suleman, cripple the back and decay the road, drop the sadness, demolish the madness, cut away the sorrow. Don't you worry about the day before today, don't you worry about tomorrow. Enlighten the congregation, inform them of what you think, show her what you are made of, enjoy your committed drink, break away from the rhythm, display your symbolism. Whoa, oh, oh. Whoa, oh. Whoa, oh. So much for you to learn. Wash it all away, taking all the pain, casting it away, knowing just what to say.
Say it, man.
Enlighten the congregation, inform them of what you think, show her what you are made of. Enjoy your committed drink, break away from the rhythm, display your symbolism. Whoa, oh, oh. Whoa, oh, whoa, oh, whoa, oh.
Yeah. Welcome back. I'm joined here in the studio with Kevin Kinder. Kevin is the assistant. Hey, you're gonna have to help me out. It's such a mouthful. Assistant features editor of the Northwest Arkansas newspaper group.
That's correct.
Yes.
Yes.
And I know you mostly from Funbags Comedy Improv. We performed together for a number of years now.
Yeah.
We've been doing that.
We're like friends, even.
I mean, sometimes we even run together.
Whoa.
Marathons and stuff.
Marathons, yeah.
I know, it's exhilarating.
That's right.
And so, yeah, we're having you in. I just want to talk about Northwest Arkansas, the entertainment scene. Obviously, we're in the heat of the summer right now. A lot of things have happened and a lot of things will be happening. So I don't know, just share with us.
Well, one of the things that just happened was the annual Wakarusa Music Festival. And, about 20,000 people, about 100 bands, and about 20 million drops of rain. Every year it rains on Mulberry Mountain. Mulberry Mountain is this beautiful, picturesque mountainside space a little bit north of Ozark, and they bring in a lot of bands. One of my jobs is to spend time just hanging out with musicians.
That sounds awful, Kevin.
Yeah, it's sleeping in a tent in the rain is less than ideal. There aren't any, prime accommodations down there.
Nothing,
but,
no proper accommodations. You can't find a pillow.
Right. And I had a pillow.
Oh, you did?
In my tent.
On top of your clump of mud.
Right.
Your mud hut.
And the rock that I slept on.
Yes.
And all of that.
Yeah.
Yeah. But this is one of those major deals for Northwest Arkansas. It brings in so much, and in the way of people, in the way of tax revenue, in the way of just something to do, and it's become a summer destination. It moved here 6 years ago from Kansas.
Right.
And I think that everyone is really happy. I think that there was some local hesitation.
Apprehension, sure.
Right, like, you're going to do what?
Yeah.
But I think a lot of that's smoothed over. It's gone well, and it's usually a really good time.
Yeah. And this year, I'm sure, was no different. You were out there enjoying the concert and the rain and the mud and the fun and all of that stuff again.
Exactly. I saw a lot of good music. It is fantastic people watching. If you want to see something weird, that is your place.
Yes.
Some things which are unspeakable on television.
Wouldn't want to talk about those things, but they're
there.
They're there, and they're
yeah.
Interesting.
They sure are. Lots of costumes, lots of natural activities.
Yes. Yeah.
It's a good. Everyone has a good time.
So you enjoyed yourself.
I did, and this is. I tried to count them. This is about my 20th musical festival.
Wow.
In I think 5 different states, I've attended different musical festivals.
And you have the job at the newspaper of writing up about this stuff.
I do.
Right?
So in advance, I'm writing about some of the bands who are going to be here. I try to come up with an idea of who might be fun to see. It's hard to grab a list of 100 bands and say, well, this is what I want to do. There's names that you don't know yet. They try to get people on the up. And Wakarusa's done a really good job of getting bands like the Lumineers. 3 years ago, I think it was, they played for 75 people. 6 months later, they were touring in arenas.
Sure.
They also had the Black Keys and Mumford & Sons. So part of my job is to try to figure out what might be a hit.
What's the next big thing?
Right.
Anything come through this year that you were like, this is a band we want to keep our eyes on?
I think so. I saw them twice while I was down there. They were fantastic. A group that also played George's about 2 months ago. They're called St. Paul and the Broken Bones.
Okay.
I come highly recommended by me. I think they're fantastic. They're
Saint
sort of a
Paul and the
St.
Broken Bones.
Paul and the Broken Bones.
Hang on a sec. Edna, I think, Nurse Edna, I think you saw St. Paul and the Broken Bones at some point. What did you think of them? Oh, Edna. I mean,
I like them a lot more than that.
Yeah,
But,
yeah?
Yeah.
You're a big fan. Edna, not so sure.
There was another kind of neo-soul group. They are called Vintage Trouble. That was a lot of fun. They also feature a lot of jam bands, a lot of EDM music.
Sure. Cool.
It's a big party.
It's a big deal. It's a big deal, and that's part of your job. And obviously, also here in Northwest Arkansas now, up and running is this new Walmart Arkansas Music Pavilion, the AMP. Right
they
there.
have been trying to get a real pavilion built in earnest for about 5 years. It was at the mall parking lot when I moved here.
Me too. Yeah.
And I remember when they were introducing me to the area, like, you're the music guy, and here's your
Here
music.
it is.
Yay!
Behind the mall.
Well, yeah, it's in the
Enjoy.
JCPenney parking lot.
Yeah.
You can go to the food court beforehand, get some Chick-fil-A.
Yeah. And then they moved it to the fairgrounds, and now there's this permanent home.
And they looked for a permanent home, and they found it in Rogers. It's about an $11 million facility, and it compares pretty well to something like Starlight in Kansas City, or if that's a venue you're familiar with. Big light boards, big video screens, a big sound improvement over what they had before, and they actually have restrooms that aren't porta potties, which is gigantic improvement over what we had before.
I had the privilege of going out there to the concert, the Blake Shelton concert, and Hunter Hayes, which opened, which was the inaugural concert out there, and I was most impressed, I'll say, with the screens. I felt like it was an intimate space. I was seated on the lawn, you know, which is pretty far from the stage, but I still felt this, you know, intimate connection with the performers.
I got a chance to see them install the screens. They're just flat panel televisions that they basically have stacked on top of each other, and they're huge.
Yeah.
They're, I think they're 52-inch screens, and I think there's about 6 of them stacked on top of each other.
Yeah, it's impressive, and obviously a lot of bands and you know, solo performers cycling through there this summer and into the fall.
That's right.
So a lot of stuff on the up and up.
And still stuff to be announced.
Yes,
so.
Sure. Speaking of things to announce, I know you and I had chatted about maybe a top 10 list of things that we could do with the rest of our summer here in Northwest Arkansas. 10 things to be on the lookout for.
That's right.
What do you say we go to a quick break, and when we come back, we'll announce those top 10 things, right? Big round of applause for Kevin Kinder, everybody, joining us from the Northwest Arkansas Newspaper Group.
Where's the recycle bin?
Sir, missing recycle bin is Sector Q.
Send in Recycle Team 6.
Sun Meadows, Sector Q.
Roger.
Report.
Each tree dies with majestic grace.
Negative contact.
Found it.
Oh, yeah. Thank you.
No, ma'am. Thank you for recycling something.
Recycle something, because it's cool.
That was the 3rd time this week.
All right, Kevin's still sticking around, and in my right hand, we've got a top 10 list, everybody. Top 10 things to do with the rest of your summer here in Northwest Arkansas, compiled by Kevin Kinder of the Northwest Arkansas Newspaper Group. Is that right?
Yes, that's exactly right.
Yeah, you got it. Okay, here we go. I'm starting off with number 10. Catch the Rodeo of the Ozarks at Parsons Stadium in Springdale. It's the 70th annual rodeo, and it's one of the biggest in the nation. Runs through July 5th, and you can also see professional bull riders at the same stadium on August 9th at an event called Buckin' in the Ozarks. Check that out, everybody.
Number 9, use the trails for a bike trip or a run. The new Razorback Greenway connects all of our cities together, and it's pretty fabulous.
It is pretty fabulous.
Jason's out there all the time.
All the time. Number 8, concerts in the parks, such as Gully Park Concert Series, which lasts through early August.
That's right. Number 7, watch a community theater musical. The Art Center of the Ozarks has The Sound of Music from July 7th through 20th, and Rogers Little Theater will present Xanadu from July 25th through August 10th.
Oh, number 6, I'm glad you included this. Is one of my favorites. The Tawnytown Grape Festival in early August, the 5th through the 9th in Tawnytown. Get the pasta dinners, and don't forget that grape-flavored ice cream either.
No, it's excellent. It's a little dimetappy, but it's brilliant. Number 5, take a canoe trip on the Buffalo, on the Elk, or elsewhere, such as Devil's Den State Park. There's also a brand new whitewater recreation park in Siloam Springs, and it opened at the end of June.
Absolutely. Fantastic venue. Number 4, catch the opera and the Ozark shows, which will take place at beautiful Inspiration Point, just outside Eureka Springs. The shows rotate and run through July 18th, so check those out.
Number 3, catch a show at the 112 Drive-In Theater in Fayetteville. They have a rotating list of shows there throughout the summer as well.
All right, number 2, see country legend Willie Nelson along bluegrass wonder Alison Krauss and songwriter Jason Isbell on July 7th. There are several other shows at the AMP's summer calendar too, so make sure you check that out. And Kevin, do us the honors. Number 1.
Visit Crystal Bridges and see the new temporary, or the current temporary collection of European art, or the new exhibit on architect Moshe Safdie, who designed the museum. Don't forget to check out their trails either.
Absolutely. We're so blessed to have that space here.
That's right.
That Crystal Bridges here in Northwest Arkansas.
We're lucky to have all of these venues that we can enjoy.
Absolutely. Edna, have you been to number one Crystal Bridges and checked out those exhibits? What did you think? Well, there's Edna for you.
Yeah.
All right,
Tough
ladies
crowd.
and gentlemen, this is a tough crowd. This is Kevin Kinder. Thanks for bringing by your top 10 list, Kevin.
Thanks for having me.
All right, big round of applause for Kevin, everybody.
Thank you.
Stick around for more with Later.
So where are you taking me?
Do you want to increase your business or not?
Are you sure?
I'm doing you a favor. These guys are the best. Hi, guys. How are you today? Well, this is James. James Auto Parts and Services. He's looking for some help. Well, good luck.
I think we should have a monkey.
Oh, you and the monkey.
I'll settle for a turtle.
A turtle? People love monkeys. A purple monkey. What do you think? They're friendly.
No, we need something with fire.
They let them ride in spaceships.
Sleek?
What about breasts?
What?
Monkey breasts.
No.
Turtle breasts?
You'll save enough money to fix your wife's headlights. If you have a wife.
A bonobo monkey.
No, why don't we just have a picture of breasts? That way people run right off the road.
And then at the bottom of the hill, there'll be a sign that says, "Looks like your car needs repair. Go to James Auto Repair and Service."
And then there's a monkey with a monkey wrench.
That's not a bad idea.
A grease monkey.
Right!
You get it? A grease monkey is a slang term for a mechanic. And then he's holding a wrench.
Wait, we can't just run people off the road.
So, no breasts?
A monkey in a bikini.
So we got a purple monkey in a bikini.
With a wrench.
Hot summer deals.
Do you have summer deals?
Me?
Well, what do you think?
Draw it up.
Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, Mountain Shore.
got me down on my knees. Every night it's the same old story of my life and my history. Do you hear my call? Scratching at my wall. Well, I beg and I plead, oh, 'cause you got me down on my knees. Oh, oh. You got me down on my knees. My king, my savior, supreme being, oh, oh, creator. Do you hear my call? Scratching at my wall. Well, I beg and I plead, oh, music's gonna save my soul. Whoa, oh, oh. You got me down on my knees. Whoa, oh, oh. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
I beg and I plead, but boy, you got me down on my knees.
Whoa, oh, oh. You got me down on my knees. Whoa, oh, oh.
All right, we're back here, joined in the studio now by Roger Hack. Roger, you wear a lot of hats. I know you.
I like hats.
You do,
I do
you do like
enjoy
hats.
hats.
You do.
Mm-hmm.
What's your favorite kind of hat? Just off the top of your head.
Well, top heads. I like those top hats. Heads. Oh, you're messing me up.
No,
bad
no,
now.
we're already off to a good start.
No, very good start.
So, Comedians NWA, right?
Yes.
That's where I know you from, and that organization has been around for a few years now. You were one of the early members of that. Talk to me about that group, about your path, kind of the journey, and where you are now, what that group is doing. Some of those things we'd love to hear. I'm sure the studio audience would love to hear, and the viewers at home. So
yeah, Comedians NWA is just a collection of comedians who just want to tell jokes to Northwest Arkansas and everyone around in Northwest Arkansas. We do stuff in Fayetteville and in Bentonville, sometimes in Rogers, and the general, just obviously the Northwest Arkansas area.
Right.
And we used to have a comedy club that we performed at a lot. Now we no longer have that club, but we still have this family of people who just love being around each other and love giving laughter to other people in the community. So we have an open mic every Thursday night, and we enjoy that every Thursday. And even though in the summer it kind of tapers off a little bit, because everyone wants to go, on the river, not hear some person talk in a microphone and try to be funny.
Right.
But anyway, but we do have some shows throughout the year. If you check comediansnwa.com, and you can see all the showcases that we do, bringing in some professionals from the area, from Kansas City or Tulsa, or just anyone just touring around nationally.
Yeah, so some regional and nationally touring artists coming through the area. Where's your training in stand-up comedy from? I mean, tell me about your first instant of standing up in front of people and trying your jokes out.
Well, the first time
Is it going to be later today on this show?
Oh yeah, maybe if you really want me to tell jokes,
of course
I might be able to tell some jokes for you. But the first time I ever told jokes was I was the best man at I almost said a best man at a funeral, a best man at a wedding. In my head,
I want to go best man at a funeral. I want to know how that
would
works.
be quite the speech.
I knew this guy really well.
Really well. Oh, Jim.
Old Jim. You call him Jim?
Just
Is that his
Jim,
name?
old Jim. Knew him so
well.
good. These are all the things I have to say about Jim.
He's my best bud.
Best friend, very good friend, and I think it was.
I think you should work that into your set. voices we just did.
Well,
should
whatever
happen
those
again.
voices are, yeah. But the first time was at a wedding, told jokes at a wedding. For my friend, I walked up with a cantaloupe and I presented him to him. It's like, oh, you just got married, cantaloupe. And then I just told all these jokes.
Were they
the evening.
just a bunch of one-liners like the cantaloupe?
A lot of, I mean, like I like it. There's this one thing I like to say. The thing a trash can and a comedian have in common is sometimes you only need one liner. So there you go.
That's good.
It's bad.
It's good.
Don't
it's so
humor me.
bad.
It's so bad
good.
that it's good.
It's so bad
Yeah.
that it's good.
The,
So it's interesting you say this group of people that became a family and is now still doing things. And I know that you guys host an open mic night occasionally. Is that still happening? It happened for a while there. It is happening.
Yeah, it's still happening. I don't know if I'm allowed to say where.
Sure, yeah. I mean,
okay. It happens at Speakeasy
Yeah.
every Thursday, and it's a free open mic. Doesn't cost anything. You just kind of show up and you tell jokes and you just have a good time.
And I'm just curious as to like what some people's like path were. Do you have reoccurring people who try out new material? Do you have people like, because that can be an intimidating thing to be like, hey, I would love to be trying my jokes and trying my material, but I've got to go in front of these people and they're all accomplished and, you know.
Accomplished.
Right.
As accomplished as you can be
Yeah.
for doing comedy in Northwest Arkansas. Though some people have gone off to do some things touring around, kind of going to Tulsa or Kansas City and those things. But, I mean, it's a whole array of types of people. And I mean, we are very inclusive. We let everybody come on stage just to tell jokes. I mean, we're not exclusive. And if anyone's coming up for their first time, we all get it because we all had a first time at one point, and we just want to, you know, support them and bring them in and just say, you know, the first time is not about being funny. The first time is about getting it out of the way.
Sure.
A lot of people have heard that growing up, I'm
Yes.
sure. But anyway, yeah, you know, you go up for the first time to get the nerves out and to understand just the feeling of being on a stage in front of a microphone with trying to give your thoughts to some group of people that you don't know to make them laugh. And it's you're learning a lot about yourself in the whole process and figuring out what about you's funny. You know, what about your thoughts? What about your life? What about your experiences? And it's really scary because you're throwing that in front of everybody.
You have to be vulnerable,
Very
right?
vulnerable.
You have to be vulnerable out there. I mean, my I guess experience with comedy is through improv, and it's a similar thing of being able to take risks and being completely, you know, you feel almost like I don't know if this is going to fly or fail, and I can only imagine how a stand-up comedian, because with our improv troupe, you know, it's a team of folks with fun bags, and with you guys, you know, you're mainly up there by yourself.
By ourselves,
you know.
Yeah, it's true. I mean, we are also, as a stand-up comedian, you know, you can either let the audience be your fear or you can embrace them as your teammates, just like how you have your teammates on stage as an improv group. So that's how I like try to think of it. Now that I've gotten a lot of the nerves and fears out of the way, I still get nervous and I freak out. I mean, I'll stand up in front of 9 people and still get just afraid. But then again, I'm not really enjoying it and doing it right unless I'm afraid. I don't feel like.
You know, we have Edna here. Edna, I know you've seen some of Roger's stand-up. Edna, what did you think of Roger's stand-up the last time you saw him perform? Yep. Edna's really vocal.
I have a lot
about
of fans like that.
Yeah. I imagine
those
you
are my
do.
#1 fans, actually. Yeah.
So, hey, let's make some more fans. I see a microphone over there. I see, and I know that you have some material prepared, so we would love the audience. Let's cheer him on. He's going to hop on over there and
right now,
perform.
just go this way,
Let's
just
do
this
it.
way, okay.
Roger Hack, everybody.
Thanks, everybody. Thank you. Oh, man, 200 people are here tonight. Oh, that's great. So don't look around. Don't look around. It will ruin the illusion. Oh, talking to future people. Oh, this is cool, right? Talking to future people. I was driving my car the other day, and I passed a church. And this church had a sign outside that said, the password in heaven is Jesus. And I'm like thinking, yeah, but why are you telling everyone your password? Like, that's rule 101. You never break that rule. You never tell anyone your password. I mean, okay, let's think about it. If heaven is actually an operating system, what kind of operating system would it be? Is it Android? Is it Windows? I mean, you know, it's not Mac. God hates apples. We all know that. You know, take one bite of an apple and God gets really mad. Now we have apples with 120 gigabytes. Ooh. Can't have any of that. That's not gonna work. It's Adam and Eve, not Adam and Steve Jobs. Everybody. Oh no. It's gotta be Windows. If heaven was an operating system, it'd be Windows, right? It'd be Windows. I mean, Microsoft Word of God, you know? Microsoft Access into Heaven. PowerPoint, it just all makes sense. It all makes sense. The editor of this show is really mean, by the way. Anyway, I have a girlfriend, and I get it. Yeah, Roger Hack has a girlfriend. Roger Hack, the homosexual, has a girlfriend. Come on. I think every homosexual should have a girlfriend. I don't know why they don't. My girlfriend makes me tweeze my eyebrows, shave my arm hair. This is the gayest I've ever been. Really. I don't even know. But she's pretty great, though. That's not a joke either. I promise. Have you ever made out with your best friend and then immediately regret it? Oh, Roger, I bet your mom's your best friend. Ho, 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 ho. Guys, I said I regret it. Okay, there we go. I used to date around. At one point, I was dating 2 girls at the same time. You'd think that'd be awesome, but they both have sexual diseases that I can't get rid of. Yeah, one has herpes, the other one has a boyfriend. Oh, gross. Who needs that? Oh, and the boyfriend knows me, and every time he sees me, he's all, stay away from my girlfriend. Oh, joke's on him. He has no idea he's getting herpes. So when I was growing up, my mom and dad taught me a song and dance to protect me from sex offenders. And I'm not making it up. I really wish I was. And the song and dance goes, stop. Don't touch me there. These are my private squares. So, right? And that's the thing. It's not even over yet, is the problem. It goes R-A-P-E, get your hands away from me. So that's how it keeps going. I don't know why it keeps going and why it gets sexier with each move. I would rather admit to being fat than admit to jazzercising. Because what is that? What is jazzercising? No one knows what that is. Tell someone you're jazzercising, you're like, ski bap bap do that bap bap do 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 do, doing my Louis Armstrongs. Take five. Some of you guys don't get it at home. I know you don't get it at home. It's going Miles Davis over your head. That's how that works. So I think that's my time. My name's Roger Hack. Thank you so much.
So enthusiastic. All right, welcome back. I'm joined here now in the studio with Stephen and Chelsea, Mountain Shore. You guys, we have enjoyed your music tonight, listening to you play. I just want to get to know you a little bit. Tell me about your story, how you got here to Fayetteville, when you guys met, how long you've been doing music together, those sorts of things.
Well, you want to talk about how we met?
Sure.
Okay.
Stephen and I are originally from Florida, and we both have degrees in theater, and we met while we were doing a musical.
Oh, nice. Which musical was this?
Once Upon a Mattress.
Oh, Once Upon a Mattress.
It's an
no
older
pun
show.
intended.
Yeah. So you met there doing the musical together in Florida.
Yes.
And at what point did you think, hey, we should start singing and playing music together?
After rehearsals, we just kind of clicked, and I was actually executive director of that theater, and I had a house. It was an old church, so I had a parsonage that I lived in, and we started hanging out after rehearsals and playing music, and just had a good time.
Yeah. And you toured, were you a singing duo, a group in Florida prior to moving here, or is this something you kind of recently have invested in?
Stephen and I have both played music with different people. Stephen was a solo artist and he was in bands, and I played in an acoustic duo singing Celtic folk music and sea shanties. And I went to a couple of gigs that Stephen had that were solo and sang with him kind of as a special guest, but Mountain Shore wasn't formed until we came to Arkansas.
Okay, very cool. And some of the songs that we have and will be listening to tonight, obviously it's all original music, and some of it even inspired, I think, by the hills of the Ozarks and the rivers and the things around here. Talk to me about maybe just your songwriting and how you get into the zone to write a song about some of your inspiration.
It's very difficult. There's some people that can just write song after song after song, and it takes me sometimes years to complete a song. Like I'll I'll get a melody or I'll get a line that I like, and it takes me a while of messing with it to finally get it. But the song you're talking about, Not to Go Down, the melody was written as I was driving to Arkansas from Florida. And as soon as I hit, it's called 49 now, but it was 540 at the time.
Right.
As soon as I hit Devil's Den area, I was like, wow. It just felt like I drove out into Rivendell or something.
Yeah.
And the melody just kept going on through my head, and I got to where I was staying, and I recorded it on my phone, and I sent it to her. She was living in Florida still at the time, and then she moved out a couple months later, and then one day the lyrics came, and I finished it, and it's inspired by a lot of things. Like the reason that I came out to Arkansas was for my daughter.
Right.
She moved out here with her mother, and that song's kind of about a lot of that stuff that happened on the way out here. And
sure.
The process of getting out here as well.
Yeah, sure. The process. I mean, picking up and replanting yourself in a place that, is not that close to Florida.
Mm-hmm.
There has to be a lot of stuff that goes into that, soul searching and figuring things out and deciding what the best way forward is. And I think that all of those things come through in your music. The music is so well written and so touching because you can tell that you went to a depth to get there to write those lyrics and then to just sing it with such soul and spirit and heart is inspiring.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And so you guys, you play around Northwest Arkansas regularly now? Is that, yeah?
We do. Some of our regular gigs are Dixon Street Pub. We play in Eureka Springs at a number of venues there. You can find all of that information at mountainshoremusic.com. We're also on Facebook, facebook.com/mountainshore.
Great. So check that out, mountainshoremusic.com, and Facebook at Mountain Shore, is that?
Facebook.com/mountainshore.
Awesome. So I think we got some more songs we're going to enjoy from you now. Studio audience, can we have a big round of applause for Mountain Shore joining us?
Thanks, guys.
Here we go, here we go. Ladies and gentlemen, Mountain Shore.
I drove all the way through Devil's Den. I ain't ever gonna look back again. Straight into a spring snowstorm. The thought of holding you kept me warm. Just remember you're on the right path. Don't let the devil drag you away. Keep in mind he only comes after those who are destined not to go down, not to go down. I settled down in a smoky cave just to weather the freezing wind and rain. A liar, a fool, the master of the house. I'm planning an escape to get out. Full steam ahead, keep pushing. I'm pioneer in a strange land. Make it happen and stop wishing. Stand strong, you're destined not to go down, not to go down. saw your little face, my heart and soul skipped a beat. A genuine, perfect, gigantic spirit. She won't keep us apart, I won't hear it. The blue-green waters of the buffalo tell a truth that don't need to be told. Keep in mind he only comes after those who are destined not to go down, not to go down. Just remember you're on the right path. Don't let the devil drag you around. Keep in mind he only comes after those who are destined not to go down, not to go down. Just remember you're on the right path. Don't let the devil drag you around. Keep in mind he only comes after those who are destined not to go down, not to go down. I drove all the way through Devil's Den. I ain't ever gonna look back again.
All right, welcome back, everybody. We just want to say goodbye and thank our friends for joining us in the studio today. Mr. Kevin Kender from the Northwest Arkansas Newspaper Group. We had Chelsea and Stephen here, Mountain Shore, joining us. And then earlier we had Roger Hack drop by and share some comedy with us. Thanks to everybody for helping to make the show possible, and we'll catch you later. Stephen, take us out with something.